Oh my goodness, I cannot see. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Hello, everybody. Good evening. So, today we are going to spend 30 minutes talking about your dream vacation. So, if you don't know, my name is Shyla Massey. I am the owner of Glistening July. We are a travel company. We specialize in all things hospitality. We specialize in food and beverage, cruise, transportation, lodging, recreation, you name it, tours, everything hospitality. So today I wanted to come on and talk about what's your dream vacation. So I know everybody has that's a very vague topic, and we could talk about a lot of different things. It could be, what type of food you would be eating while you're away from where you normally reside, what type of hotel or accommodations would you have while you're away from your normal life, and like where would you go? Like, are you staying in the country that you live in? Are you going to a different country? Who's coming with you? Are you staying at an all-inclusive? Is everything a la carte? Are you getting transportation? So just a little bit about myself. I am an experienced traveler. I've been traveling since I was a minor. My first experience with traveling was as an unaccompanied minor. So I have been, I wonder why, yeah, I have been an unaccompanied minor, so I know what it's like to be left at an airport. I tell this story all the time. My aunt, she lives in California, so I've flown from the East Coast to the West Coast as an unaccompanied minor, and I have been left at the airport. My aunt, she's forgotten not only me, but she's also forgotten my son at the airport as well. So my so I, I've been at Charles de Gaulle doing a bomb threat. So I know what it's like to be the only one in the airport and the police walk up on you like, why you still in here? Because I don't speak French. I don't know what you're saying. And you just moving your hands going like this, shoot, shoot. And that means move. I do know that. So what is your dream vacation? Like, and please jump in. Like right now, I really want to go to Mauritius. Did I say it right? Mauritius in Africa. And I want to go to Tanzania. I think I just want to go to the Indian Ocean. I just think I want to go there. I want to look at the water. I just want to spend time there. I do know I want to stay at an all inclusive, but I do want the ability to be able to leave off the property. I'm really big on that. So when I travel, I don't necessarily want to stay at the property all day and all night. I want to be able to leave and go with the locals, be amongst the locals. I know when we go to Cancun, there is like most of the resorts are gated. My family and I, we often take the dollar taxi, which is not what you're supposed to be doing. As an American, you're supposed to pay the high taxi rate. We've even taken the bus before. But what is your dream vacation? Tell me about your dream vacation. Like, I just like to relax. Like, I'm looking for service. It doesn't necessarily have to be like Instagrammable, but it does need to be clean and the service needs to be top tier. And when I say top tier, I mean top tier. Like, no problem. Yes, we saw that you like this. We already have it ready for you. What time are you coming for breakfast? Are you getting the same thing you had yesterday? That's the type of service I like. Hi, John. How are you? So I'm talking about dream vacation. So what's your dream vacation? Tell me your dream vacation. Where would you be interested in going? Like, what country? Is it a state? Is it an island? Is it just you by yourself? Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like and comment below so we can all be engaged with this topic. But I do want to know your dream vacation. Is it a cruise? Is it you've prepaid for the trip? You show up. And the fact that you prayed for the trip before you even arrived, like that's just a dream within itself. I know a lot of people, there are a lot of research going around and a lot of people talking about how people are struggling right now, being able to pay their mortgages, they're paying their student loans back, and their lifestyles are expensive, and because they are not able to defer their loan payments on their student loans is causing a burden into their income. So I know for me, I normally don't travel in the beginning of January. I normally travel. Actually, I don't travel at all during January, and my first trip is typically President's Day weekend, Valentine's Day weekend. But this year I didn't go anywhere. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I got something else going on with my business, and I have to take care of that. With two of my businesses, I have to take care of that. So if I would have went on a trip, but I did. If one of my business deals would have went through, I looked at going to Washington for the weekend, Washington the state. Hello, and I also looked at going to El Salvador. So those were the two places from my city that were the cheapest to go to. And this year for me, my dream vacation is simply being able to visit the 11 states that I have not visited yet. I can go to another country. I can go to see the same state again, but my dream vacation this year is to actually visit and drive through the 11 states that I have not visited. One, hey Cooper, do you like to travel, Cooper? But my dream is to go to the 11 states that I haven't visited, and the last state that I will visit is Hawaii, because that's the only way that you'll have to cruise through Hawaii and you'll be able to see all of it. Is it Rhett? I hope so. Is that your name? If not, hello. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. So the 11 states that I have not visited in the United States are Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Connecticut. Oh, you went to 10? Okay. I have not been to Thailand yet. And Thai is my favorite food. I love Thai fried rice. I like chicken galanka, the soup. I like sweet chili paste. It's like a sweet chili paste, and they cook it with the chicken, and then they serve it over rice. And the place I go to is Thai Express. It's in Cincinnati, Ohio. To me, that is the best Thai food in America. Jeez. So yeah, we didn't go to I haven't been to Cancun in some time. I think it's been, I think the last time we went to Cancun was in 2022. Because that year I went like 3 times, 2 or 3 times to Cancun. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, how long did you, I hope that's Thailand. How long did you stay in Thailand? Okay, maybe you're not on here, but so I still have to go. Again, I have the 11 states are Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Connecticut, New Mexico, Idaho, Oklahoma City, Washington, Oregon, Hawaii, and North Dakota. Those are the 11 states I have not visited. So my goal this year is to visit all 11 of those states. If I don't do anything else, like I want to see all 11 of those states and be able to say, I am done. I have seen America. I have been to every state in America. There is nothing that I need to do. But I think Hawaii is best in January on a cruise, because I do want to see the migration of the dolphins and the whales. So I have to look that up to see when is the best time to go. But if I can't make Hawaii this year, I definitely will be making Hawaii next year. And it would be around this time. So around President's Day weekend, I would just go to Hawaii and do a trip there. So I'll probably be able to get to 10 states instead of the 11 this year. But my dream vacation is just, I'm at a state now where I just want to relax. Like, I'm so busy most of the time. I just want to relax. I don't want to really worry about anything. I would like to do a tour, but if the tours, and to tell me about the culture and the people in the area, if they don't happen, they get canceled, then they get canceled. And then I just go about living my life as if, I was at home. But I'm not a real big, my itinerary is packed. The only way my itinerary is packed is if I have someone with me, and then I pack on all this stuff to do. So like they feel like they've seen the country or the state that we're going to. Yeah, any dream vacations for you guys? Anywhere, any countries that you have on your list that you want to go to? Mauritius and Maldives and Zanzibar. Like I said, I'm really interested in going to the Indian Ocean. I would like to see all 50 country. I think it's 52, 54 countries in Africa. I've been to 2. I've been to Senegal and Gambia. Gambia is a country inside of Senegal. Which, how that happened, I don't know. But yeah. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. We talk about all things hospitality. Everything that you see on my channel, these are actually my videos. They're not someone else's video. It's not a video that I got, for free somewhere. No, I've actually been to that place. I've seen it. I was just on the phone with my friend, and I was telling her, like, I want to go back to Antigua. I always mix up their names. But the thing is, now is the time that you would go to that country because Barbuda closes after so many months. And the trade wind, so the winds that you feel in Antigua, it's just so relaxing and calming. Like that is like the best wind I've ever felt on any island in my whole entire life. So yeah, anybody? And what else? I know that I don't have to necessarily have a butler. I know a lot of people are doing butler service. I don't have to do butler service, but customer service is important on my dream vacation. Meaning like they're attentive. They know my likes, they know my dislikes. They have a schedule. They ask me questions about myself. To see, what my expectation is from my trip. That's just, because I'm trying to relax. Like when I go on vacation now, I'm just trying to relax because I'm so busy. I wanted to make time to come on here today to just talk. And so that's why I'm on here, because I have to commit to this. I got to get on here every day. Every day I got to come on here, and I just got to commit to this and talk about travel. I'm talk about all things hospitality. What is your dream vacation? Where do you want to go? What do you want to see when you get there? I want to go to Tanzania. I want to go on a safari in Tanzania. I do. I used to want to go on a Kenyan safari, but then the people in Tanzania was like, oh, it's commercialized. So I do want somewhat of an authentic experience when I go on safari. And so I do want to go to the Serengeti. I want to go to Mount Kilimanjaro. I want to have that experience. I want to stay in a lodge, and I want to see the animals roaming past. Now, I will say this. I am afraid of a wild animal because that's the whole point. They're wild. Like, they can attack me. So I don't know how I really feel about that part. And, the game drive. I'm always thinking about doing, I want to say 4 or 5 days on safari and then going to Zanzibar and doing the island, like just chilling at the island on the beach. I looked at the Malia. I looked at the Riu because Riu has 2 properties now, and one is newer than the other one. And that one had good reviews. The Malia had really good reviews. And in the Malia, they built a property. It's not too old in Arusha. That's close to Mount Kilimanjaro. So yeah, like being able to see all the 52 countries in the continent of Africa that I haven't seen. That's something I want to do. Oh, I want to go to Antarctica. I do want to do that for my 50th birthday. That's something I do want to do. I don't have to have a group, but I do want to go stand on Antarctica because if I do that, then I know I'll be able to see all 7 continents. But yeah, I want to go to Antarctica, have that experience. What about you guys? Is somebody in here? Tell me, where's your dream vacation? I can wait for you. I'm just talking because I love to talk about travel. I do. Have not gone anywhere. I got a lot going on with family right now. And so I'm in my business. So yeah, but I've been traveling since I was young. This is not something I just started doing. If you just jumped in and you're like, well, who are you? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Dream vacations. I am an experienced traveler. I've been traveling as an unaccompanied minor since I was a little kid. Every video you see on this channel, I've actually been to the place that you see in the video. I have not spoken about really a lot about my trip to China, Taiwan, and Hong Kong. I haven't even, none of the videos. No, have I posted? No, I haven't posted any of the videos from my trip to China. I was in China for 3 days, if you include Hong Kong, and 2. And we went to Guangzhou, Foshan, and Shanghai. I liked it. I like Asia though. I did like Taiwan. I like Taiwan because it was orderly. And for somebody who's busy and always like doing things, that order, it just like it calms you down. Well, it calmed me down because I'm like always doing 50 million things at the same time. But in Taiwan, it was like, no, you need to stand here in between these 2 lines to board a train. You exit off the train this way. Like it was just a lot of order, and that's what I liked. In China, I would say that I was shocked. The biggest shocker for me was to see that the NBA was already there, and it was like, well, how's the NBA here if you're saying that we shouldn't be supporting Chinese companies? Like, what is an American company here? And it's like full-fledged NBA. Like when the NBA comes into town, they do it real big. So if you've ever gone to an All-Star game before, you will know what I'm talking about. Like they do it big. Like it's just huge. And that's how it was when I was in China. I was in Guangzhou. Guangzhou, and they had a huge setup for the NBA. So yeah, and I got to China because my daughter told us that we could go catch a flight from Taiwan to Hong Kong and then take the high-speed train into China. And when we got there, they was like, no, you cannot do that. You have to enter as an American through these ports that we tell you can enter through. So we ended up taking a boat from Hong Kong to Nesha. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Nasha. And one of the interesting things that they made me and my family, so I went with 2 minors. They were 11 at the time. They made my minor children go through customs on their own. So they cleared customs on their own, and they went, like, just once you meet with the one custom agent in the office, then they made them go off to the second custom agent to get a stamp and go through on their own. I thought that was interesting considering how they were minors and could have said the wrong thing or done the wrong thing, and then they're stuck in China. But yeah, we went through, we went to Disneyland, Shanghai. I did not want to go to Disneyland, Hong Kong. I did not like Hong Kong. It was like just busy. It was a lot going on. When I say a lot, it was a lot going on. I did not like Hong Kong. When we went to Nesha, when we got to the port, I was like, wow, it's very quiet. So I don't know if everybody was at work, because even when we were in a train station so we could go to Guangzhou, it was just quiet. It was like nobody down there. And I'm like, well, all these people in China living, like, shouldn't somebody be out here walking around or what have you? But it was nobody in the train station for the longest, but they were very hospitable. There's not that many people who speak English. And so we did have to use WeChat and Alipay to get on the train, but we had to use that everywhere. And so what I did was I took a phone that I had here from the United States. I think it was an iPhone SE. I added all my apps on there, And that's how I, oh, I'm so tired. That's how I communicated. That's how I paid for everything. Because I bought a purse at Zur. So I had that experience. I didn't even posted that yet. Like, and the earrings, I had these earrings. I got them at Fendi that I lost. I was on a plane in December 30th. And my earring came off. And so when I went to Zur in Shanghai, I was looking for a purse. I was gonna get a Chanel bag. And then instead, no, I was just looking for a purse. Actually, you know what I was looking for? I was looking for a Louis Vuitton fanny pack, and I can't remember the name of it, but they didn't have it. And so I went back to Chanel. I was like, well, let me go see, because it's called Back Street, I think, or Brown Street, some street. I got a video of it. So that's where the Chanel, the Birkins, all of the high-end luxury bags are. So I went back there. I was looking through some Chanel bags. And then the thing about Zur that nobody ever talks about, you can negotiate the price. So if the Chanel bag is $1,000, you can say, I want to pay $500. And then they have to ask the owner if they're willing to sell you that bag for that price. And you and the owner can go back and forth. But one of the things I learned about the Zur store in Shanghai is it was only one person in the whole store that spoke English, and her English was not that great. So I literally had to go to her for everything. And Zur is a live auction. So they have people within the store and they're live auctioning the store. And with WeChat and Alipay, they can tell you every piece of inventory that's in that store. Every piece of inventory. If it's not on that app, then it's not in the store. I was like, wow. Because in America, they'll be like, oh, it says we have 3, and then you go back there and there's none. Or it says we have 1 item, but with China on Alipay or WeChat, it knew, like, there's 1 item in the store, and it's over here. And it's like, how you know that? Like, but it was convenient. Like, it just was really convenient to just tap, like we do the tap system, tap and go, with Apple Pay. That was very convenient when we were in China. That was one of the things I did. Like, I had to get used to it in Taiwan because I don't really tap a lot. So in Taiwan, that was like my issue. I wish I would have just known that they're like more technologically advanced than we are in America. Because I didn't know that. Like, I just didn't. Like, I'm like, well, you come here to America to go to school, so how are we that, far behind? But nevertheless, make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is a channel we talk about travel. My goal, and I got to stick to it, I got to get on here every day and talk about travel, and for you to get to know me to get to know you guys. If you subscribe to the channel, I want to say thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Every video that you see on this channel was actually filmed by me. It's places that I've been, places I've visited. Some content I'm not able to post because, cell phones weren't popular back then. It was just a camera and you would take a picture and that was your proof that you went there. So I have a lot of photos. I have bins of photos, just photos I got developed, and I just have the memories of being there. I have a whole book of my experience in Senegal and going to Gorée Island and being in Dakar and staying with, at the time, the lady who used to braid my hair in Cincinnati. She's from Senegal, and her sister invited me into their home. And that was a cool experience because that was the first time I had met somebody who had a maid and a nanny. And she made less money than me in America. I think at the time I was making like $21,000 and she made less than me. And I'm like, you can afford a maid, like, and nanny? Like, I'm definitely doing something wrong if you can afford all of this and you make less money than me. So, yeah, and she had a good job. She had a really good job. So, yeah. So, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We talk about all things hospitality. Where is your dream vacation? That's what we're talking about tonight. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Who do you want to go with? Do you want to go by yourself? And there's nothing wrong with that. I have been a solo travel I have been a solo traveler several times. Several times. If don't nobody want to go, don't nobody got no money, I'm not gonna sit at home because you don't want to go. I'll see you later. I'm gonna meet me somebody there because, as you can see, I can talk, and I have no issue with talking. So somebody there is bound to, spark up a conversation with me, and we're bound to do something. I remember one time I went to Senegal. Well, that's the only time I went, but I went to Senegal by myself, and I actually met a tour guide. He did tours for African Americans who lived in the United States. They would go to Senegal to have that whole experience. And I got in the car with him and went to Gambia. That's how I ended up going to Gambia. And I made it back safely, but I wouldn't recommend that for somebody else to do. That was kind of crazy. Like, I don't know you, and here I am getting in the car with you at night, in the middle of the night, driving from one country to the other country. Oh, that's all the way crazy. I would never tell anybody to do that nowadays, and I shouldn't have done it. But I made it through. And the person who I was in the car with, he, because he had experience being a tour guide in Senegal, he actually used to work at the Underground Railroad Museum in Cincinnati, Ohio. And when I went, when they first opened, well, let me take you back in the story. So I remember he said, I hear when we come to America and you've come to Senegal and we've befriended you, that you'll act like you don't know us. And I said, if you ever come to America and you say hi to me or you remember who I am, I said, I will never act like I don't know who you are. And as God is my witness, we were in there and I was like, he looked familiar. And he said my name. He said, Shyla. And his name came to me. Shaq, how are you? And we exchanged numbers. I found out that he had gotten married to someone who worked at Procter & Gamble. I don't know if he's still married. And we talked for a minute, but then, I stopped talking to him because he was married. And I didn't want his wife to be offended or what have you. But I told him when I saw him, I said, I told you I would never forget who you were, didn't I? And he said, you're right. You did say that. I said, it's been years since I saw you. And your name popped in my head just like it was yesterday. It was just good to see. It's good to travel and you see people that you had a relationship. Now, this was before cell phones. This was before Facebook. This was before Instagram. This was before social media. So you literally had, the only thing that was available was email. So you literally had to, the other person had to have an email address. And then in their country, they were going to internet cafes, paying to get on the internet to send people emails or to say hi to somebody or what have you. So fast forward through all of this, and his email address has changed, and now we are in the Underground Railroad Museum. For me to remember his name and him to remember me just speaks to the volumes of travel. Like, it is so important to travel and get out there to meet people and, find people when you're there. I was in Senegal by myself. Nobody wanted to go. This was when it was not popular to go to the continent of Africa. And that was in the 90s. It was not popular. People were not vacationing there. Well, African Americans were not vacationing there. People from the United States, they were probably going on safaris, but they were not vacationing there talking about I'm going to move to Ghana and all of this stuff. It was not like that. And the experience catching the plane was different than it was from my experience in the United States. So, yeah. So I am going to just make sure you subscribe to the channel. I come on here and I talk about all things hospitality, anything dealing with travel, anything dealing with tours and accommodations. All the videos that you see, there are actually my personal videos that I've taken from trips that I've gone on, places that I've visited. This is Glistening July. We do all things, again, hospitality related to travel, lodging, accommodations, food, and beverage. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure if you don't have a dream vacation, you start thinking about, what is my dream vacation? Where's someplace that I would like to go to spend time to just think and to unplug from what is going on in life. So I want to thank you for coming on today. I greatly appreciate it, but my time is up. I have done my 30 minutes and it is goodbye. All right, take care. Have a great evening.